Let's have another look at the beautiful sunshine after the rain and all the water that it brought with it. So we have a little puddle here, and one other thing that I'd like to show you is today the guys and I seeded our mix of sun hemp, corn and sunflower here in this area, and you might see that this is already looking a bit dry on the surface. So we had a lot of downpours, and then the sun came out, and once the sun comes out, it quickly dries out on the surface. So tomorrow there is rain in the forecast, but otherwise I would have to irrigate just to help the things germinate. And don't worry, it looks a little bit like a garbage dump, and it kind of was. The thing is, the sun kills bacteria, and so decomposition does not happen. So all the remnants that you see here that look more or less intact is what was on the outside, and that is no wonder. And here we have another Mr. Cat, and he has learned not to come into the compound because there are the evil dogs, so he can play there. And this guy is actually waiting for the black cat who is pregnant. He is not the daddy, to give birth and become available again so that he gets a shot, because he fought with the other cat and the other cat won, and therefore the other cat was able to impregnate the black cat, and that one somewhere soon she will give birth to a litter of little cats, and then we'll see. So let's show you a few more things here. So first I took a tool, what is the name in English? Well, doesn't matter. I used this to cut down all these things here, and I did this after I threw in seed. So the idea is, let's see if that will germinate and grow. And well, yeah, Knut was quick, but the cat was faster. So not sure if you were able to see this, but that is what happens, and there's nothing I can do. So if you're a cat lover, I'm very sorry. This is dog territory, and cat territory is over there. And as long as everybody respects that, we get along fine. And if not, it ends very sad. So where was I? So I threw in seed here, and then I cut down all that stuff, hoping that it will cover the seed, and the seed will then germinate. That's basically the experiment as a precursor to what we would have to do on a larger scale. So when the sun hemp has grown, we throw in the seed overhead, and then we cut it down, and maybe we roll it, or we use a crimper roller, ideally, in order to grow again. Now, as you can see, here's a standoff. And Oliver likes to show off and be the big hunter. So now things are clear and nobody will get to the other side. But of course cats are curious. So this hole there is to plant a tree, and there is another one. I plan to do this tomorrow. And here I also wanted to do the same, but as you can see, this is now pretty wet. But I can probably put one to the side, but I have to relocate that cable there. That's the cable that gives electricity to that fence. And here is a similar thing. I need to improve this. So now some might wonder, why are you planting trees so close to the house? The trees will probably last longer than the house. So this house is to be removed once we got along or around to build the actual house. But this is something to share once time is ripe for it. Right now I have a plan, but no point in sharing yet. After all, it might change a few times. So, predators looking at predators. The dogs can't get to the cat because there's the electric wire and also the physical fence. So it would take some effort. And after all, they're just defending the territory. And the cat over there probably has figured that out. Well, there's something else that I want to show you, so let's leave these boys here alone. They are all boys. And let me walk over to the other side there and show you that. But again, like I said, as soon as the sun comes out, the surface dries out. Oh, I see something else interesting here that goes quick. So it appears that someone has shown up already, because I seen it here a few days ago. So that is very nice. So that means more will show up shortly. So I need to find my way around here. So this here will be a corner post for the new fence. So all that stuff gets removed and made nice. So I was running our backhoe for a little while and moved material from there to over here, and also removed all what that was here. So if I turn around, I can show you that a little bit better. So there where Schneeflock is standing, there used to be a pile, and that pile is now over there. The starling antenna there in the corner will find a new home once, for example, the barn has been built or something like that. Originally we wanted to put it up there, but a rat chewed the fiber optics cable that I bought, and now I have a short and a long piece and no connectors. Fiber optics cable need to be spliced, and I don't have a machine for that, so this is not so simple. And the original plan was to put the antenna on a post that is already prepared there, so that it is on top of that. I think this will happen at some point, because I also want to put a camera up there so that I can see what's going on that side where I have a blind spot. I can see a lot from the house, but nothing over there. But besides the camera, a LoRaWAN antenna is what I want to put up there, so that I can control devices like electric valves and flow sensors, humidity sensors and stuff like that. Once I'm ready for that, I want to learn about these things. And the first thing that I need to do is put up a gateway up there, so that I have a bridge between my Ethernet network where all the software sits on and the air network that connects to all the devices. This will be very interesting. It's a quite nerdy and geeky topic. So what I did here is move the dirt and also a few of those rocks, so that we have a little bit of boundary here. And I'm not worried that the dogs walk over the areas where we seeded, the coincidence that they will destroy a plant is, the probability that they do this by coincidence is very low. So I'm not so worried about this. And after all, it's always overseeding. And speaking about overseeding, but first let me explain this here. So there's a little bit of boundary, just to give you a stop signal when you come down here and you need to go there. Or, and that is part of the design here, if you come down, you can also go straight. And here in this area, once it's level, there will be the quarantine shelter for pigs, so that we can apply for a permit that allows us to breed pigs. But that's in the future further out. But the thing is, this is now a little bit filled. It needs a little bit more fill that will come out of the pond over there, the pond in the dog enclosure where I stuck water. And then we will seed this area with the sun hemp and friends mix, just to make soil, because that stuff doesn't have a lot of nutrients in it. It's mostly sand and minerals and other stuff, so low organic content. So this is taking shape, and this area there is already seeded. Now let me take the camera down and find a few spots that I want to show you, because things are growing. They have germinated, and I see here at a distance, and probably you also, a few new plants. So let's have a look at them from a closer distance. Oh, and by the way, this is a mix of stones and dirt. The dirt will wash away or be integrated, but there are stones in there. I probably need to put in a few more buckets where there is more stones in it, because I'm talking about these stones, because this should be kind of a good road, so that even a truck, think about the concrete truck, can come down here and not have any difficulties. So what we have here is the corn that is coming up, the sweet corn. So that is very nice. And with all that rain and sunshine now, that should grow very quickly. The beans in here are growing very well, and I even managed to build them a little bridge. You can see it up here, so that it connects to the wires here on the other side, where I have this post, so that they can rank there and spread out. It's a small thing, but gardening is also part of it. And we have the sheep net here out. The idea is to use it on Monday, when it does not rain too much, we will see, or later, to put in the sheep into this area here and let them graze off what is growing around the trees. Instead of us cutting it, we feed the animals and they do the job for us. So the net is here. It got toppled over by the rain last night, but you can follow it along and goes all the way to the other side, so that they have this area around the yurt as well, and then they can do the maintenance there. So if it's on Monday or on Tuesday or whenever there is an opportunity, they won't eat this in one day, because they're only 7 and it might take them a while, but we will see. So there is to keep the dogs locked away in the enclosure over there, so that there is no issue, and the sheep can do the job here for us, and also leave some manure which should feed the trees. So it's a win-win. And as you can see here, a lot of rain and sunshine helps to make plants grow. So this area is now looking very nice. and all the trees apparently have established themselves. They are looking good, and soon we should see the competition between the sunhemp and friends and the paulownia trees, because all 4 species are fast growing and they grow tall. And at some point, let me show you this here. So right here there is a paulownia tree, and if the sunflowers and sunhemp all around grow too tall and the tree does not keep up, then I will have to cut a few of these things down in order to make a circle that is free of other vegetation around the tree. Just a circle. That was one of the recommendations that I received for growing these trees well. So not void of vegetation, but only the immediate circle. So maybe some, in the beginning, some 50 centimeter diameter or something like that. We will see. Let's have a look at the pond where I struck water. So let's walk down the slope. It is steep, and that is from last night's rain. Also over there, and this is the area where there's a connection to the water table, so to say. And I'm curious how long this water will stay there. Once it is a little bit drier than it is right now, so once all the rain has stopped, and there have been a few days without, and this is dry, I will then try to come in again with the backhoe. It's a bit scary going in here, especially when you go in backwards, so that you have the excavator in the back. And then I want to remove more of this material. Those rocks I can use along the driveway. Those there I can't remove, they are too big. It would be nice, but that requires a big excavator. And basically clean this up and remove all the material and use it as fill in the future garden area. And then this work here in the pond should be done. This is interesting, and I should point this out. So you see a little bit how much it penetrated. So what is moist and what isn't. And the afternoon sun shines on it, so you can clearly see what's what there. So this is an interesting data point. Let me move this slowly, pan over. So it's not very exact, because you see this cross section which is exposed does not reflect how it is in the actual soil behind, where you cannot see it, but it gives an idea.